Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the first order of the day is the second reading of the Armed Forces Act Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2025, SB 791. Distinguished senators will recall that the bill was read for the first time in this hallowed chamber on Thursday, 15th day of May 2025. Mr. President, you may wish to invite most distinguished Senator Adua Abdul Aziz to move the motion for the bill to be read a second time.
Distinguished Senator Adua, the floor is either to you.
I am Abdulaziz Musa Adua, representing the good people of Katsina Central. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, I rise to lead the debate on the Armed Forces Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2025, which seeks to repeal the Armed Forces Act Cap A20, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and reenact a modern, constitutionally compliant, and operationally responsive legal framework for our armed forces. I so move, Mr. President.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, this bill was read for the first time on this floor on Wednesday, 15th of May, 2025. The armed forces of Nigeria remain the cornerstone of our sovereignty and national security. They have stood gallantly in defense of our nation, from combating insurgency and terrorism to peacekeeping across Africa. However, the existing Armed Forces Act, rooted in a 1960s military decree and last consolidated in 2004, no longer meets today's realities. The constitutional, operational, and global defense environment has evolved, but our military law has not kept pace. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, this bill therefore seeks to provide a comprehensive reform to align the armed forces governance with constitutional principles, democratic accountability, and modern security demands. The key objectives and innovations of this bill includes: 1, constitutional alignment and human rights. The bill upholds the supremacy of the Constitution and integrates fair hearing and due process into military justice. It corrects such provision as Section 173, ensuring that administrative reports like boards of inquiry no longer serve as convictions without trial. 2, child protection and international obligations. It prohibits enlistment of persons below 18 years, aligning Nigeria with the Child Rights Act and international humanitarian standards. 3, clear chain of command. It enforces the President's constitutional authority as Commander-in-Chief while vesting day-to-day operational command in the Chief of Defense Staff, eliminating ambiguities and strengthening civilian oversight. 4, modernized military justice. The bill redefines offenses, ensures proportionate punishment, and criminalizes undue command interference in court martial, guaranteeing independence and fairness within the system. 5, legal empowerment and institutional efficiency. Qualified military lawyers will now be able to represent the armed forces in civil courts, reducing legal costs and delays. A dedicated litigation fund will support this. 6, economic realism and morale. Outdated fines like 200 naira or 500 naira are replaced with percentage-based penalties tied to salary levels. The bill also extends protections and rights to non-commissioned officers to boost morale and fairness. Many democracies, Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, including the United States, United Kingdom, and South Africa, have modernized their military laws to ensure justice, accountability, and professionalism. Nigeria cannot afford to lag behind. This bill therefore places our military legal system in step with global best practices and strengthens our reputation in international peacekeeping and defense cooperation. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, the Armed Forces Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2025 is not just a legal update. It is a statement of our national commitment to a disciplined, professional, and accountable military. It guarantees justice within the ranks, enhances command efficiency, and aligns our armed forces with constitutional and international standards. I respectfully urge my distinguished colleagues to support this bill for second reading as we collectively strengthen one of Nigeria's most vital institutions. Mr. President, I so move.
Senator Mohammed Ali Ndime.